Hey, it's Eric with HoosierCycles. I've got a 82 Schwinn Cruiser that I picked up at Second Cycles, our co-op. It looks pretty stock, except somebody converted the bottom bracket so it accepts a 3-speed or a 3-piece crank, and they put a handbrake on it. So maybe the additional handbrake was to help slow them down some hills. A lot of times the coaster brakes, they just don't slow you like you would like to. I think I'm just going to convert it back to a 1-piece crank and then get rid of the handbrake and just see how it rides. I'm going to put a smaller sprocket on there. And I got that Collegian I took apart, that green one, I parted out. I've got the crank off it, so I think this is like a 36. And then I had a Continental back there that I used the crank for it. So I've got the bottom bracket and I've got the crank. So just some pieces off other Schwinns, I'll put this back on. And I've got a chain guard that I'm going to use. It's a Traveler chain guard. It's off a 62 or 63 Traveler. So this actually will fit on here. And I'll bolt that on there too. So I'm going to do these changes on this one and just see how it rides. Bottom bracket I'm using is from the 75, that green Continental. The bearings on it, nowhere whatsoever. Just very minimal use on that bike, it looks like. So I'm just cleaning them up a little bit and get some grease in there. And then the crank is actually from that 62 Traveler. So combination, a couple of Schwinn donor bikes. I have a bottom bracket, and I have a crank and a sprocket. So just getting the bearings kind of loosened up a little bit. They're Schwinn stamped. They're actually just dry, that's all they are. So I put a little of the BB Blaster, what's my penetrating oil on there, just trying to loosen them up a little bit. Then I'll hit them with some carb cleaner and grease them up. Other than that, they're in good shape. So this chain guard that I got off the Traveler, the 62 Traveler, is just a little bit short on the length. So since it's got that little U right there, that step, I'm going to go ahead and lengthen it just a little bit, straighten this out a little bit, and then rebend it. Will work now. I just straighten that out. This rivet right here is loose. It's a rivet right on the top here, so I've been tightening that up a little bit too. Might have to bolt that in one day. Try this again. Now. Bad. See that in there. We'll take a walk around when we get done here. Well, I can make out the Schwinn Cruiser, so this is definitely an 82. Barely see it. All right, the 82 Schwinn Cruiser back on the road. I picked this up for 50 bucks at Second Cycle. It's been sitting in our back room for a while. They just weren't interested in building it, and I guess nobody was wanting to buy it, so I offered them. I just asked them, you know, make me a good deal. So they gave me a good deal, 50 bucks for a cantilever framed Schwinn. Chicago built, I'm sure. I think it was pretty original. The only thing that was different is somebody had swapped that crank out, did a conversion, and I just replaced it. My donor bikes are over here. I picked that Traveler up, the 62 or 62, I believe. And then that Continental, I believe it's a Continental 24-inch wheel. Got the bottom bracket and the bottom bracket out of there, and the inner chainring, because that was a 10-speed. This was a probably a 3-speed. Yeah, Sturmey Archer 3-speed right there. I just took the crank out of that one and the sprocket and the bottom bracket out of that, and then it went into this one, and the pedals came off the, I believe, the Continental too. So minimal time to put it together. Probably should look at the hubs, or I'll just kick it down the road and let somebody else deal with it. But it's a real nice rider. These are always fun cruiser bikes. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in. It's Eric with Hoosier Cycles. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you are, I appreciate it. Thank you. We'll get some more bikes building, or we'll figure something out. I still got to do that Coast King. I got fenders and chain ring or chain guard to put on there. All right, thanks for tuning in.